Hey guys. Oh crap. Man. So I think I got like 2 or 3 more days of being sick in me. I've been avoiding doing any like singing songs or guitar songs just because my voice is shot. Like I tried doing Through the Window recently and I did correlations recently and those are fine because they're not super demanding for my vocal range. But my my voice just like dissipates after doing that shit. So I've been hanging back. I've been focusing more on other stuff than the singing stuff. And hey, you want to see something cool? You want to see what I've been working on for my drum sound? I added a new mic for my snare. Oh, look at this shit. Can you see that? It's got a hair tie and tape. Freaking looking at the bottom. Yep. Oh, sorry, I'm so shaky. I just got done playing drums for like 2 hours. And I woke up like 2.5 hours ago, so um, yeah, I was gonna just put this on my Instagram and TikTok story, but I forgot that until just now that YouTube doesn't have stories. So I would have to post it as a reel there, as a YouTube short there anyways. So yeah, welcome to the page in this video. And then with that all said and done too, I can just record the video on my main camera, not the Instagram story camera. And then I was gonna say one more thing. Yeah, yesterday I worked. Well, the last like freaking. I was gonna talk about the green screen, but actually now I'm gonna talk about just the whole production process in general. The last couple weeks, I've been fine tuning my drum sound every night for at least 2 hours every night, trying to learn more about all the different effects and what like mic placements or from all the technical details, just learning how I want to process all the technical details, how to process these sounds, then the stylistic details, my more like emotionally expressive stylistic details where I think about how I want to produce a sound. First I got to understand how the mechanics work, the technology works, how the semantics operate, and then once I get that figured out and I establish some sort of grammar with my editing style, then I'm able to actually stretch and experiment with what I like and to explore the options with the given ligaments or functions or however you want to look at it, that multiple facets that come with processing drum sounds. And it's super interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on. And the deeper I get into it, the more I kind of feel like I want to share, what I've been thinking, what I've been learning, what I've been deciding, what I've been experimenting with. Because at this point, I'm like freaking so many hours deep in this last month or so in general too. This last year, but like especially this last month, processing drum sound specifically. And I'm really grateful to be doing this every freaking day. And I'm really grateful for my flexible, quote unquote, flexible mind, where I'm able to postpone working on the album, which is something that I'm still doing, like in the back of my mind every single day that I'm doing all this other stuff. I'm thinking about my sound. And at the end of the day, that's going to translate to how I ultimately express myself when it comes to my debut albums. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm really grateful that I'm not super stubborn where I'm preventing, I'm open-minded, I'm flexible with my process, and I understand that I don't know fucking everything. So I'm really grateful to one be playing all of these newer songs, pretty much like 10 new songs every day or something like that, like in the last 2 days at least. And then, like maybe 4 new songs a day before that. I'm not posting everything, of course, because I'm still trying to, so there's like a lot of things that come with this too. Is, well, when I get to hear how, if there were drums, how they sounded in the original recording, and I can just understand what that is like, and I can think about that when I'm processing my takes, my versions of these songs. And I can compare and contrast, juxtapose. And then also, like, writing style, I get to consider just what I would sound like. And I'm still developing my style, you know? It's like what Miles Davis says. It takes, or something like, I'm paraphrasing, but he says something like, it takes a really long time before you sound like yourself. Or you got to play a lot before you sound like yourself, you know? So I am still learning what I sound like. I'm still learning who I am on the kit and in music and in life, of course, as we all are. Um, so yeah, like when it comes to the the technical aspects, even like when it comes to the drum mechanics, you know, I can go as deep as we want to go, but maybe I'll spare us the details unless someone prompts me. And then that way, too, I can kind of marinate more on these prompts while I kind of introduce them to my conscious, my verbal conscious. You know, I can take the next couple of days to really think about like what all the new techniques I've learned, what all the new mechanics I'm working on. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Got the fuck. I don't look back here actually. So, you know, I'm pretty much playing music every freaking hour of the day at this point. Maybe I'll take an hour or two total in the day doom scrolling while I eat, you know, or shit and poop or shower or something. Then I'm pretty much just doing only music stuff. It's really awesome. So awesome. I love it. And video production too is really cool. I can talk more about that. Yesterday I wanted to get at least one clip out by 9 p.m. EST or something like that. Or at least like 7 my time in CST. But I was so, like, you know, my perfectionism or whatever, like, I want to see how far I can get with my perfectionism before it becomes like an obstacle to my process. You know what I'm trying to say? Before it starts becoming more of a hindrance and I get less, or what do you call them? Like, I start getting diminishing returns after a while. It's like the Pareto principle, where 80% of my effort, or like 20% of what's good is 80% of my effort, or something, or 20% of my effort is 80%, 80% of my success. So it's like I can take freaking 3 hours working on a thing, but really only like 10 minutes of that is what's going to be the gold at the end of the day, you know? So I got to remember that principle as well, the Pareto principle, that sometimes there is such a thing as overdoing. But yeah, I wanted to relate that to my drum learning and my drum process, audio production process too. Is like I've been taking 1 or 2 hours at least a day on both, really fine tuning my style, understanding how to operate, understanding how to move around in the software, learning what each of the software stuff does, because it's very, especially with like video editing. And I use DaVinci Resolve and the Fusion page on that. If you're a video editor, the Fusion page is pretty intimidating. And I've been trying to get an understanding of that since like maybe a week ago or so. Been going down that rabbit hole. It was really interesting, really fun. I could talk about this forever, honestly. I should. I used to. I used to like stream just for my own documentation and archiving process. Me just working and doing stuff, but because I am using, I'm like literally like on Ableton, the music production software, and DaVinci, and freaking my web browser. I'm using like all three of those at the same time. I'm like going back and forth across three things, you know, looking for quotes, looking for videos for the backgrounds, and then switching from that to the audio, like trying to make everything sound good, and then switching to the green screen, and then trying to make that look good. And I'm killing my computer in the process. because I'm doing so much. So I definitely could not afford the computer processing power to stream my process. And I think that'd be really nifty too if I could stream, because I could just commentate and talk in real time, and I'm able to actually, verbalize my struggles and my thoughts while I'm in there. Because right now I'm like, well, one, I'm like done playing drums, and I just had so much fun, so I'm like in a good mood already. And then two, looking back and reflecting on a process, my insights now are gonna be a little bit different than when I'm in there, when I'm like super frustrated and I'm really confused. And I'm like trying to solve a problem for like an hour. Just like one problem that I'm sometimes I'm not even gonna think about anymore because it just didn't matter in the first place. But it's just my freaking ADHD brain going ham. And like I don't know, but like I'm never really satisfied until I know that it doesn't matter. Like if I think it might matter, I'm gonna try to figure it out. But if it doesn't matter, then I'm happy to let it go, and that just kind of frees me up for later. So I'm super lucky to have all this time to work and to study and to practice and do this every freaking day. And I try to thank my parents every freaking day, and I try to tell them that I love them all the freaking time because they like feed me. They like give me a place to sleep. We're chill when we hang out, and they're just doing their thing. And I just, we share so much love with each other, and every day is a blessing here. And I don't know what I would do without them at this point. So deep in my journey, and like away from the stress that comes with looking for a job or like feeling like I'm a nobody because I don't have a job, and like kind of removing all of that shame and all the negative emotions that kind of came with my lifestyle living in my parents' basement in the last couple of years, and like being more comfortable in my body as well, being solo, being independent, being single, and being out of that abyssal arc as well, where I don't have the freaking contrast, the weirdness that came with me interacting with the public because I was putting on more of an act back then, and like all that cognitive dissonance that was in my own body trying to like remind myself that it was all for a reason. And like I'm out of that now, so I can relax. My parents can relax because they don't think I'm freaking going crazy anymore. And we're all aligned, and I'm aligned with my lifestyle. I just gotta like get better from being sick, and then I'll start waking up early again, and then I can actually play music the whole day. Because in the last couple of days, I've only had like maybe a couple hours to play, but at the same time, it's really good because I can't be super loud in the night hours. I'm able to study and like do all the other things that I would feel like I shouldn't be doing during the day, because during the day I'm able to play music. So it kind of works out. It really works out. Like I always have something to do. I'm always getting better, and it's all going towards one focus. It's all going to one purpose, and that's to help myself understand myself in a way that shows you, my viewer, my homies, my process, and in a way, hopefully, you can understand your process a little bit better, or maybe dig into a new process that you might be interested in, or maybe you're just curious, and yada yada yada. So, this is a freaking 14-minute video. I'm gonna process some clips. Dude, I have so many clips. I have so many clips. At this rate, dude, once I figure out my overall process with my video and my audio, that's what I was gonna say when I first started this video. Actually, is I've been working every day, fine tuning my sound, and I'm almost at the point where I can just drag and drop, where I can just apply all of the work that I've done in this last month on each of my future takes. So I don't need to spend an hour or 2 hours or 4 hours learning anything, or like applying things to any individual song or clip or whatever. Like I'm able to just apply everything that I've learned by clicking one button And then yeah, I'm really excited. Like in the last 2 days, probably, I think I might have collected like, like, like if I'm being liberal, like if I'm not a perfectionist, which I'm like 80% a perfectionist still right now. So if I was just like pretty loose about what I uploaded online, I could have like 60 clips tomorrow if I wanted to. But I'm still like a perfectionist, so I'll probably have like 25 clips. Um, and then at the end of tonight, I'll probably have 60 clips. And if I'm a perfectionist, if I'm not a perfectionist, then I'll probably have like 120 clips. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to do all this now. I'm trying to build myself to a point where I can upload 5 videos a day. Because what I'm doing is really fun. It's really cool. Really important. And it's all going according to plan. It's all moving really smoothly. I have no regrets. I think I'm right on track. And my body too is telling me that it's about time that I can pivot away from playing other people's music and start focusing more on original music. So before I do that, I want to make sure that I have a consistent stream of uploads so I can work on other things. And then I'll just upload that stuff as the month goes by. And then, I'll always have like freaking 5 videos a day for the next month at least. And then hopefully I can have a couple of like really, really solid original songs every other day or so where I'm playing multiple instruments. I'm showcasing all of my talents. And ultimately, all of that work, all of that effort is leading up to my final recording process, production process for my albums. So yeah, I'm figuring out who I am on the drums right now. I'm figuring out how to play the drums, how to express myself on the drums, and I'm figuring out how to process the drums, which is the instrument that I have like the least experience producing, fine tuning. So yeah, this has all been really good for me. We're almost out here. We're almost at the debut album. I anticipate maybe like 2 months, maybe February will be when I begin my album again, which will be the 2 year anniversary actually from when I announced that I was gonna make an album. So with all this said and done, hopefully I'll be able to crank that out within a month or so, and then I could give a week or two or three or four for marketing, I guess. But honestly, once I'm like the kind of guy that likes to upload everything as soon as I'm done with it and just get it over with, move on to the next thing. But this collection of creating drum clips, like an over surplus amount of drum clips, is teaching me how to be more patient, teaching me that though even if I don't want to go back to the work and fix anything, like once I send it, or once I like up, or once I create it, then it's created, then I don't have to go back and then fix anything. It's teaching me restraint. It's teaching me how to have secrets, really. It's teaching me how to like time things intentionally. So we'll see where I'm at in a couple of months, really. I've been thinking, I've been working, so my cough drop's almost out. I gotta get another one. It's freaking 19 minutes. If you're one of the lucky, or not lucky, I'm lucky. It's just like a common thing. People say lucky few, so that's my bad. If you're one of the few that I'm lucky to have listened to me this whole time, and I'm so freaking lucky if you are one of these people. I'm so lucky that you're around, and I'm so lucky that you're listening. Because what the hell am I doing, dude? I've been standing still, posed like this for the last like 19 minutes. So yeah, I'm so lucky to have you around. I love you. And if you're from the future, which I'm sure the majority of anyone who visits this video will be from when I am already famous as fuck, and when I'm partially halfway overtaking the world with my awesome and wholesome and musical influence and philosophical influence. Yeah, I'm sure the majority of y'all will be here in like a year or two. You know. So if you're watching this It's December 11th, 2025. If you're watching this still in the end of 2025, you are a fucking gangster, especially. Anyone watching this video is a gangster, obviously. But if you're here early and if you're here right now with me in real time, in the same month that I created this video, you're a fucking badass, dude. And I appreciate you. And even if you're not saying anything, I appreciate you. And if you do say something, you know, feel free to let me know that you watched the whole thing or whatever. And then, I don't know. I might not say a lot about it, but you'll know that I know. And you know how much I appreciate the people that do that. So, 21 minutes. I'm going to take this pause. And I'm going to dedicate it to y'all. I'm going to work super hard right now. Goodbye.